Hello, this is Jaguar Master, and don't forget to subscribe for more Gojira and Kaiju content. Godzilla Singular Point, one of the latest Godzilla anime TV series that you can check out in Netflix. And in the following video, I will give you my opinion on the show after watching each episode several times. At first glance, after watching the first couple of minutes, you can tell that the visuals are amazing. It's a combination of anime and CG, and the style, in my opinion, is great. They did a great job maintaining the feel of the original Godzilla. When it comes to the characters, there's a lot of characters. That could be, I don't know, a plus or a minus, because it's just a lot of characters. Most of them are super interesting, especially the main characters. But then it gets to a point where there's just a lot of characters, and it's just hard to keep track of all the backstories. But the main characters, the Otaki team, those are great. When we talk about the Kaijus, the battles, the action, the giant creatures, I think it's top notch. Most of the Kaiju action is CG, and the human characters are traditional anime. It's great. It's top notch. Wish that they had the technology back when they did the original suit. Yes, the suits will always have a special place in our hearts. That's where Godzilla, the term of the Kaijus, came from. You look at them now and it's like, oh, that looks pretty bad. It's kind of funny, but that was Godzilla. That's how the whole Kaiju generation started. But it's nice seeing like this updated version, stylized updated version of like CG but anime and with the original sound, so you can always have that memory in your mind, like when you first saw Godzilla for the first time in a fight, and then the original music, but then you see the updated technology and the way the Kaijus move. It's beautiful. The latest American Godzilla, they're great. I mean, animation, it's top notch. The way they move, the effects, it's like the best thing you can see for a Kaiju movie. But you can definitely tell that they're trying to reinvent the wheel in a few areas. Update the sounds or change the sounds, slightly change the looks of Godzilla here and there, which is fine. Things change and maybe evolve, but sometimes I feel like they go a little bit too much, like they want to make it their own property. For Godzilla, you gotta have the original music, you gotta have the original sound effects. Yes, update the body, update the proportions, slight adjustments here and there so he can move like a real giant creature, not like a guy in a heavy suit, which, you know, if you look at them now, some of those movies and scenes, they still hold up and they're pretty good. But overall, you can definitely tell that they were limited by the technology. So when you see this show on Netflix, which definitely looks like it has a pretty good budget, so the sound effects, the music, it's all there. When you see Godzilla roaring, it's like, okay, yeah, that's the Godzilla that I remember. That's the Godzilla that I grew up with. My favorite Godzilla design is the one from 1994. But number 2, I gotta go with this one. He goes by Godzilla Ultima. He's more like a stylized Godzilla. I love it. I think they did a great job. Again, long, massive tail. Every time Godzilla Ultima is on screen, it's like, okay, the end of the world is coming. When he's walking around, he's like, he's the destruction of everything. Godzilla, without giving too much away, his concept is similar to Shin Godzilla. Different stages of Godzilla evolution until we get to the man himself, to the big G, Godzilla Ultima. All the stages are great. They're different. It's like Godzilla in versions that you've never seen him before. You can definitely feel that they're trying to evolve and change and introduce new ideas while keeping the true original Kaiju Godzilla feeling. But the second star, and in my opinion, he is the biggest star of the show, is Jet Jaguar. He's awesome. They completely reinvented him. It's totally different from what you saw in Godzilla vs. Megalon. His character development is great. It gets to a point that you start like caring for him. Because Godzilla, again, it's like a build-up. There's a problem. You don't see him until like the end. You know, not the end, but like later in the show. And again, without giving too much away, the fighting, the Kaijus are great, but Jet Jaguar is the star of the show. Now, aside from a lot of characters, what are the negatives, in my opinion? Okay, the story itself it has a lot of questions. I had to watch the episodes several times because some of the stuff didn't make sense. Where are those creatures coming from? What's really happening? They're talking about other dimensions. These scientists were so smart that created AIs that then started evolving on their own. It's like some of those ideas are great, but then sometimes they go a little bit overboard. But maybe there's going to be an explanation later on. When a film or a TV show, like, it ends and then it keeps you guessing or wondering, and then you go to your friends and you go like online and look at videos to try to understand what you just saw, that's great too. If we get a season 2 and we get more explanation and more answers, then I believe this is like one of the greatest anime Godzilla TV shows ever created. But when a story gives me that feeling at one point in the story, like, okay, I have no idea how is it gonna end, and then whatever happens, good or bad, because it can be bad. There's a lot of great movies with sad endings, and then it resolves into an epic ending. They save the best for the end, but it's something that you don't expect. Those are the qualities of a fantastic film or TV show in my book. Godzilla Singular Point is succeeded in that area. The show does a great job making you feel like this is a true Toho Godzilla production. Whoever was involved with the original Godzilla had their hands on this one. You can definitely see the connection, and it's great. My final thoughts on Godzilla Singular Points are that it's not a perfect production, but if you're a true Godzilla fan, I totally recommend it. It's a lot of fun, great visuals, a lot of kaiju action, and it's true to the original identity of Godzilla.